What's going on, YouTube? It is your boy Dev. Welcome back to Building Wealth with Dev. Now today, I got a super exciting video for you guys because I'm going to talk about the smartest, the best financial decision that I made in my whole entire life. All my 25 years young of living, guys. So let's jump in. So now I've been known to make just a few smart decisions over the years, one of which being I went to school and I went to college and I didn't take out any student loan debt to do so. So I thought that was a super smart decision. I had a lot of classmates when we graduated from high school. They were going to universities all over the place and they were taking out as much debt as they needed in order to get that degree. I thought that was kind of dumb. I decided to go to the local school that offered me a full tuition scholarship. So my local university, the University of Akron, offered me a full tuition scholarship, and I ended up taking that free money. Now, I did have to pay for books, right? I didn't get a full ride, so I had to pay for books. I didn't get free food. I didn't get to stay on campus. I lived like 10 minutes away from campus, so I had to commute. But guys, I did end up getting to go to school debt-free, and I didn't have to take out any student loans. So I thought that was super duper smart, but that wasn't the best financial decision I've ever made. Another smart decision that I made is my wife and I, we've chosen to pay off all of our consumer debt. So we don't have any outstanding credit cards. We don't have any outstanding personal loans. We don't have car loan payments, motorcycle loan payments. We don't have any loan payments other than our mortgage and then our rental property payments. Those are the only payments that we have in our life. So that was pretty smart, but I'm not even going to say that is the smartest or best financial decision that we made. One other super smart decision that we just started incorporating into our lives in the last couple years is we started investing in the stock market. So we have a Roth IRA that we put money into every month. We put about $500 into that every single month. We also have a company 401k that we invest into as well, which is great because both those investments are going to grow to a crazy number in retirement. If we just invest from what we're investing into those right now all the way up into retirement, we should have over $4 million, probably closer to $8 million if the market performs really well. And there's no telling. I'm hoping the market averages about 11% because that's typically what the S&P 500 averages. But the smartest financial decision that I have made up to date had to be purchasing our first property 5 years ago. Now, they say the best time to buy real estate was 5 years ago. The next best time is right now, right? And I'm not going to say that because right now real estate is crazy. But I would say if I was starting all the way over, I would be looking to buy another property if I was just starting on my financial journey. But the reason I'll say that my best financial decision yet was buying our first property, because buying that first property changed our financial situation forever. The first property we bought, I'm going to put it here on the screen. It's a beautiful 3-bedroom home. It's a Cape Cod style home. It's such a cute house. It was like the perfect first house. But guys, we bought it for $55,000 in 2018. Now, when we bought it, the house barely needed anything. It needed just a little paint on the walls. We got the hardwood floors refinished. We painted the kitchen cabinets. We updated the house just a little bit, but we didn't do anything crazy. Like, we just did a few little things. We bought it from a lady who had took really, really good care of it. She was like 80 years old, and she was that homeowner, right? Like, she took care of everything. Everything was in great condition. The furnace looked good. The air conditioner unit worked good and looked good. The roof looked really good. The roof looked newer. Like, it was just such a beautiful home. If I could go back and buy like 100 of those homes right now, I promise you I would, because it was like the perfect house, especially for what we turned it into. So we lived in that house for 1 year, because we got a loan that was very similar to the FHA home, which is the first time home buyer's loan. And the loan requires you to live in the home for 1 year. So we ended up living in the home for 1 year from July of 2018. And we ended up moving out in September of 2019 because we bought another piece of property. Now, the reason I say buying that property was the absolute best financial decision that I've ever made is because of this. In 2021, we ended up going to a bank and we decided that we wanted to do a cash out refinance on that first property. Since we had bought that property, we bought that property in 2018. Over the course of 3 years, the property value of that property went from $55,000 to, guys, guess it. Let's see if you can guess it. Guys, it went from $55,000 to $110,000. Guys, just freaking crazy. The property doubled in value. At that point, we had $55,000 worth of equity in the property. Now, the cool thing about it is when you go to a bank and they allow you to do a cash out refinance on a property, we were able to pull out 75% loan to value. So that means if the property appraised for $110,000, we were able to pull out right around 75% of that, which ended up being right around $80,000. Now, the way a cash out refinance works is you end up paying off your old loan with the new loan. So if our new loan was for $80,000 and our old loan, we had paid on it for 3 years. So our old loan was right around $51,000, because don't forget, we put down a down payment when we bought it. So it was a little bit less than our purchase price. So we owed right around $51,000. Our new loan was $82,000. We ended up pulling out about $30,000 in equity out of that property. And that was so life-changing at that moment, guys. That $30,000 enabled us to go on and continue to buy 3 more rental properties in 2021. Guys, we bought 3 properties in the matter of 3 months. It was crazy, guys. That changed our life forever. That $30,000 out of that first property. If we never would have bought that first property, guys, if we never would have bought it, we never would have saw that $30,000. That $30,000, guys, we put that into 3 assets, right? We put it into 3 assets. And those 3 assets, each were making about $500 a month. You do the math. That's $1,500 a month in passive income, all because we utilized some of the equity that was in that first investment that we ever made. Guys, that first property forever changed my life. Investing in real estate in general has forever changed my life. We have repeated that process over and over and over again. We now have a total of 9 doors. Our real estate portfolio sits at a value of just over $1 million, which is absolutely crazy. Now, don't forget, we got debt on those properties, so we owe a lot of money on the properties too. But one day, all these properties are going to be paid off, and we're going to owe these outright, and they're going to be worth well over $1 million by the time they're all paid off, guys. All for making one smart financial decision when I was 20 years old. I had just graduated from college. Guys, it changed my life forever. That $30,000 and using it the right way. I feel like that's the gist of the story. If you got an opportunity right now to let $30,000 touch your hand, what would you do with it? Would you spend it on a new car? Would you go out and get a better apartment? Or would you try to go get a bigger house for you to live in personally? Would you go out and buy some new clothes? I don't know what you would do. You might go out and get a piece of jewelry, get you a chain to be shining, get you a new watch, get you some earrings, get you a necklace. You might go on a fancy vacation, guys, but if you get a shot to come into a decent lump size of money, right? $30,000 really is not a ton of money, right? $30,000 is nothing crazy. But all I needed was for God to bless me with just a little opportunity, right? A little opportunity. He saw that I was faithful over that one house. And a couple years later, he allowed that property value to go stupid. We did that cash out refinance, pulled out 30 grand in equity, and we took that. We didn't go out and buy any cars. No. Kept the same cars. I've had the same car actually since I began my real estate journey for the most part. I bought my car about a year after I started my real estate journey. When I started it, I had a company car, so I didn't need to spend money on a car. But, I ended up leaving that job, and I've had my Honda Civic now for about 4 years. Yeah, it's just about 4 years, which is absolutely crazy. I've had most of the same motorcycles. I bought the Street Glide in 2018. That's actually going to be in the next video. Dumbest thing I bought with my money. But guys, the smartest decision I ever made was to buy that first piece of property. I pulled out 30 grand in equity. And again, I didn't go out and buy a new car. I didn't go out and buy a bunch of fancy jewelry. I wasn't trying to show anybody that I had any money. And I'm still not trying to show anybody that I'm trying to have any money, right? I didn't go out and splurge on a crazy vacation. I didn't go to Jamaica till last year, y'all. Last year, I owned 8 properties by the time I got to Jamaica, right? I wasn't going on a crazy vacation. Yeah, I might catch a little flight, a $100 flight to California, spend $100 a night on a hotel, but I wasn't going nothing crazy, y'all. You crazy? What's the point? You got to start small. God trusted me with the little. I was faithful over the few, and now God has made me ruler over many, guys. I now own several assets that bring us in several $1,000s every single month in passive income. And it didn't happen by accident, guys. It started from that one property, guys. That first one. It's crazy, guys. That is the ultimately best financial decision, if that even made sense. That's the best financial decision that my wife and I have made thus far on our journey. Getting started was the best decision. Now, a lot of people go out there and they buy their first house, right? This is where I see a lot of people go wrong. They don't buy the beginner home. They go out and buy the dream home, right? We bought a cheaper home. It was $55,000. Now, that same house now, you would have to spend probably $120,000, $130,000 for. But the same principles can apply. You can then turn that house into a rental property after you've lived there for 1 year, and you can keep it and collect passive income off of that house every single month for the rest of your life. And then that property can be passed down to your heirs. Now, I don't even have no heirs yet, but I know they're coming one of these days, and my properties are going to be passed down to my heirs. And my last name will forever be rich because of the decisions that we have made, guys. That's all you got to do. Start making smart financial decisions now, and they will change your life forever. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I've been known to make a few smart financial decisions, right? You got to make smart moves. You can't have one smart move that you make and then the rest dumb moves, because you end up going backwards, guys. So you got to always be focused on making the right financial choices. You have to. There's no point in not. And then after you made some smart financial decisions over a period of time, over a couple year period, 2 to 5 years, guys, you will see a change in your life. I'm to the point now where we can live very good. If we want to go on a vacation, we gonna go travel. We gonna go live our life. We actually got a cruise on the calendar right now that I'm looking forward to. You know what I'm saying? If I want a new car, guess what? I have the money to go get a new car. I just don't really see the point when my car looks like brand new. I could go get a new Street Glide or a new Road Glide. You know what I'm saying? But what's the point? My Street Glide, my HD Street Glide still look like new money, man. What's the point? You got to learn how to conserve that bread, guys. But that was the smartest financial decision that I have made thus far in my life. Write down in the comments, what's the smartest move you made in your life? Did you go to college debt free? That's a super smart decision, guys. Because I've been talking to so many people and they in all this student loan debt, and it's just like, guys, like, I just hate that. I hate that the system has played the people that I know into taking out that debt that is so hard to get out of. What's the smartest move you made? Let me know in the comments. Guys, thank you so much for all the support you've been showing this new channel, Building Wealth with Dev. We are going to change so many lives on this channel, guys. We are going to drop so much knowledge, and I just want people to know the basics of financial literacy. We live in a world where, to be honest, the government don't want you to know this stuff. They don't want you to know that you can actually change your financial situation. You can actually get out of debt. You can actually have some savings. You can actually invest. You can actually give to your local church. They don't want you to know that you can have extra money to do all that. But I want you to know, so that's why we're making these videos. Always remember, when God is in it, there is truly no limit. Your dream life is out there. You just got to go get it. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.